These two PYQs which came in the UPSC Prelims examination 2013 and 2023 is very important for UPSC Prelims examination 2025. Let me explain you guys why. So guys, recently India observed 75th anniversary of adoption of Indian Constitution. Guys, this is a very big event, and I can tell you, you can take in writing. Definitely there is going to be a question on this PYQ which I am going to discuss in this video. Do not miss this video. You will regret if you do not solve this question which will come in the UPSC Prelims examination 2025. So guys, you can see here India commemorated a historic milestone today, 26th of November 2024, where we have observed 75th anniversary of adoption of Indian Constitution. So guys, this 26th November 1949 is very important date because on this date Indian Constituent Assembly formally adopted the Indian Constitution, which came into effect on 26th January 1950, which established India as a sovereign democratic republic. So this is very, very important. And in the year 2015, Government of India decided that 26th November will be celebrated as Constitution Day, Sanvidhan Day. So this is very, very important. Okay, so you can see here this question directly came the Constitution Day, 26th of November. Very, very important. And guys, you can also get a question on Constituent Assembly. You can see here with reference to Indian history, the members of the Constituent Assembly. Very, very important. Why I am having this feeling that Constituent Assembly will definitely come and members of Constituent Assembly will be asked, because you can see previously also UPSC has asked question in options. You can see here members of drafting committee, members of Constituent Assembly. You can see here lot of 2019, then 2021. So if you see, the focus of the question setters have always been the drafting committee and the Constituent Assembly. These two things you should definitely prepare. And this year guys, if you see, if you are reading the newspaper, the focus is on 15 women who were part of the Constituent Assembly who contributed to the making of Indian Constitution. These names are very, very important because they can frame a question. You can see like this. In the context of colonial India, they'll give the name of this woman and they are remembered for what? Okay, simply they can ask you this simple question, they can ask you, and many of you will not be able to solve if you have not gone through this. Very, very important. But before that, let us try to solve this PYQ which came in 2013, which talks about the Constituent Assembly. You can see here the question says, with reference to Indian history, the members of the Constituent Assembly from the provinces were what? So guys, they were directly elected by the people of provinces? No. They were nominated by Indian National Congress? No. Elected by the provincial legislative assemblies? Yes. They were not selected by the government for their constitutional experts. So guys, answer C is correct. So you should also prepare something on Constituent Assembly composition and what resulted into this Constituent Assembly. So guys, it was the cabinet mission which led to formation of Constituent Assembly. Guys, the members of the Constituent Assembly were indirectly elected. And were basically partly nominated also. So guys, you can see here that the total strength of the Constituent Assembly was 389. Out of this, 196 were allotted to the British India and 93 were allotted to princely state. Each provinces and the princely state were allotted the seats in proportion of their respective population, which is 1 seat for every million population. Seats allocated to each British province were to be decided on 3 principal communities: Muslims, Sikhs and general population. Representatives of each community were to be elected by the members of the community in the provincial legislative assembly, and voting was to be the method of proportional representation by single transferable vote. This is very, very important. The representatives of princely states were to be nominated by the head of the princely state. Therefore guys, the overall composition of the Constituent Assembly was partly they were nominated in princely state. The members who were coming from the princely state were nominated, and members who were coming from provincial legislative assemblies, okay, they were elected by the provincial legislative assemblies. So this is very, very important. So they were indirectly elected and partly they were nominated. This is very, very important. you can get a question on how the Constituent Assembly was formed. What was the process? What was the composition? And guys, in composition, they will ask you who were the women members of the Constituent Assembly. So you can see here the names are given. Okay, the famous one, you know, Sarojini Naidu, Sucheta Kripalani, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. These are the famous ones, but there are lesser known one which you should know definitely their contribution to the Indian constitution making. You can see Ammu Swaminathan, Annie Mascarenhas, then Dakshayani Velayudhan, then Begum Aizaz Rasul, then Durgabai Deshmukh, then guys Hansa Jiyaraj Mehta, then Kamla Chaudhary, Leela Roy, Malati Chaudhary, Purnima Banerjee, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Renuka Ray, Sarojini Naidu, and Sucheta Kripalani. So remember this name. Just write down each and every name which is given here. Read little bit about them. Definitely there is going to be a question on this topic in next year prelims and mains examination. These 15 names are very important, because guys, in the mains examination previously in 2013 they have asked a question on contribution of women freedom fighters. They may ask you the contribution of women, who were members of the Constituent Assembly. What was their contribution? Very important. So guys, like this, what I'm doing is that I'm analyzing the current affairs and then I'm linking to the PYQs, and with that I'm predicting a lot of questions in my prelims mentorship batch. This is my Telegram channel. You can contact me. Please solve these questions if you want to crack the prelims examination next year. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.